Hello, everybody. My name is Catrice. For those of you who do not know me, my daughter laughs at me because I introduce myself all the time when I do a video. But you know what? Hey, that's just who I am. But anyway, she laughs at me because she's like, Ma, don't you think people know who you are? Like your name is like up there. Yeah, you might know who I am, but in case you don't, hey, Catrice. So anyway, I was telling my niece that I had another video coming, and so this is the day. Y'all will have to excuse all of the stuff behind me. I just moved in my apartment, and I have not finished unpacking. So, yeah, you will see some stuff behind me that's just not done yet, and it's okay. It takes time to get stuff done, but anyway, that's not why I'm here today. So, it's been a long time since I made a video. Usually my videos are pertaining to immigration and it's pertaining to politics or, something having to do with Christianity. But today I'm kind of swaying in a little different direction. And simply because I feel a need to do this particular thing because of the situation in my own marriage that I was put in before my own husband and myself separated and have gotten to this point. Anyway, in dealing with social sites, dating sites, um, we join those sites, for many reasons. Some of us join sites because, we want to meet people or, we want to try to find that perfect match or, we just are looking for somebody to talk to or, for some people, what I have found is that a lot of people get on sites and they solicit themselves for sex and stuff like that. No judgment. If that's what you do, that's what you do. But, it makes it bad for other people who are actually on there looking for, an honest, relationship with someone because then the perception is that, all women or all men that get on a site is looking for, a sexual relationship only. And, I'm of the belief that even as a Christian, that there, is somebody out there, for me, and I believe that, the creation of technology has allowed us to be able to go anywhere in the world to connect with people all over the world. And so I believe that with that kind of technology, that we don't have to be confined to our city, we don't have to be confined to our state, and we no longer have to be confined to even our country. I've met some wonderful people across the country, and I thank God for the technology that has allowed me to get to know those people. But back to the dating sites. Because I myself am on a dating site and I don't show any shame in that. I enjoy the people that I've met. I enjoy the people that I talk to. I've had to block quite a few people for different things that they've done that was not, so respectful. But you know what I'm saying? You pick and choose who you want to talk to. You know what I mean? If it works for you, it works for you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And so, actually, the reason I got on a social/dating site was initially because I was told that, my then spouse had a profile up. And so I was like, okay. And so I come to find that, my then husband had a profile picture up, and it was a picture of him in our bedroom with his Walk with Jesus t-shirt on. And it's funny now, but it wasn't funny then, which is the reason for this video. The reason for this video is to talk about the level of respect we should have for other people. Respect is something that is very lacking in society today. No one shows any respect for the other, whether it's friends, relatives, spouses, you got men cheating on their wives, you got wives cheating on their husbands, just all across the board. Everybody's doing everything and calling it okay. And the thing is that, when I found out that my husband had a page up, a profile page up on the dating site, it hurt my feelings, because to me, as a wife and as a person, I thought I was a pretty good wife. I sacrificed a lot and I did a lot for him, and I'm not going to say he didn't do a lot for me, because he did. I would be lying if I said he did not, because he did. But yet at the same time, in my doing a lot, apparently my a lot wasn't enough, because I was constantly finding him, talking or sending messages to other women. And yet here I was in almost 5 years of a marriage where he was my only person. There was no outside communication outside of my marriage. I respected my marriage and I respected my husband, because that's just the thing to do. Why? Because, when you go outside of your marriage to meet or talk to another woman, you're not just hurting the woman you're married to, you're hurting the other woman that you're talking to, especially if she gets her feelings involved. And that goes for women who are doing it to their husbands. Same method applies, because women do it too. I always hear men say, well, you ain't saying nothing about the woman. Okay, well, I'm saying something about the woman because I know that women also do it. So anyway, I had a couple of people inbox me and, they wanted to talk to me, and I don't mind talking to anybody. I will talk to anyone. I don't mind. But, one of the things that the person said to me was, can I see you on video after my wife goes to sleep? And so let me be the first to let you know, and I had to correct them, because you know what I'm saying, as a person who that happened to before and knowing the hurt that it caused me, I was not going to disrespect that man's wife like that. And if you're a real woman or a real man, you won't disrespect another man's wife, and you won't disrespect another woman's husband. Why? Because remember, the shoe has to one day get on the other foot. It has to get on your foot. And so guess what? Karma and God mainly, has a way of making what goes around comes around. What you reap, you shall also sow. So therefore, you have to remember that when you're out there dating, and if you're married, please understand, you can get on a social site all you want, and you can say you're not married, or you can say you are married and be behind your wife's back and be doing whatever it is you're doing. But understand, that comes back around to haunt you. And, I'm saying that with all due respect, because, it's easy for someone to have a relationship with someone outside of their marriage when they're not caught. But the devastation of the repercussions that you have to pay for that is damaging. It's damaging. It's hurtful and it's damaging. And so, that's why I'm making this video today, because, I'm just wanting to see respect come back into the lives of people. If, my thing is that if you are married and you are not feeling that fire anymore with your spouse, then there are one of two things that you should be doing. And I ask you to take the first piece of advice first. Find out what it is that burnt out in your marriage first, or in your relationship if you're not married but you're in a long-standing relationship. Find out what went wrong, why the fire has died out. Are y'all working too much and not taking time out for each other? Have you stopped communicating? Whatever the case may be, whatever's going wrong in your marriage or in your relationship, try to solve the problem first before trying to get out there and cheat on your spouse, because you don't know what could be going on in their minds. You know what I mean? You don't know unless they're telling you what's going on in their mind, you have no idea, because sometimes we, women and men, have a tendency to not say what's really on our mind. We have a tendency to hold certain things back. And because we're holding those things back, our spouse doesn't really know how to deal with us, or the other way around, because we haven't communicated properly what we're feeling and how we're feeling. Now, once you've communicated how you're feeling and why you're feeling, it is then your spouse's or your person's responsibility to act on that and say, okay, so let's, see how we can solve this problem. Even if it means going to marriage counseling or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Don't destroy your marriage because you don't know what's wrong with your wife or your husband. Find out what's wrong. If they're refusing to talk, I repeatedly asked, why are you going behind my back, seeing other women, talking to other women, saying these things to other women, and I'm here. If I'm not here, I'm in church, and when I'm in church, you're doing this. That's hurtful things. And I don't want to go deep into my personal life. I'm just saying that this is just some of the things, and that's hurtful. I don't care on what level. If you're a human being with a heart in your chest, when you discover that you're not enough for someone that you gave your heart to, that is a hurting feeling when you give your heart to someone and then you discover that your heart is not enough for that person, okay? So, you can try to fake the funk and act like it don't hurt, even as a man, okay? As a man, you're not going to tell me that if you were a woman and you give all your heart to her and then you find out she's sneaking around on you, you're not going to tell me that's not hurting you on some level, because it does. Men have feelings too, and that is what I do know. Men think and act a little differently than we do, but they still have a heart. So, nevertheless, so that's the first thing, communication. Find out what the source of the problem is before you go out there, trying to be all out there everywhere, because a couple of things happens when you do that. Either one, you contract the STD, take it home, give it to your wife unless you're using condoms. 2, you go out there and make a baby. That's the worst. Actually, they're probably both the worst. But anyway, those are 2 of the really bad things that can happen. And men and women don't think about that when they're out there doing it. They don't think about it until after it's done, and until after the woman to call them and say, hey, I'm pregnant, or hey, I got HIV. And HIV is something that y'all really aren't paying a whole lot of attention to. I think the fact that people have stopped talking about HIV, people have gotten really comfortable with the fact that, ain't nobody saying nothing about HIV and AIDS, so it must not be as rampant as it was. Let me be the one to assure you that as a person that works in a medical lab, I see a whole lot of HIV tests coming through my hands every single night. Do I know what those results are? No, because I just processed them. I don't know what those results are, but let me tell you something. I see a lot of HIV, syphilis, chlamydia, gonorrhea tests coming through my lab, okay? So you need to be more mindful about where you're sticking your stuff before you stick your stuff. Or you're going to have, do you want to pay the lifetime price of having AIDS and dying from it? Just for a one-night stand. You know what I'm saying? And I'm preaching to myself. I'm not just talking to y'all. I'm talking to myself. You know what I'm saying? Because these are things that I even need to think about now that I'm separated. You know what I'm saying? Because, I'm a woman and I'm single, but now what? You know what I'm saying? I was married for 5 years and he was the only person I was with. So now what? What do I do now? That's the question. So, the second thing that, I can say, and this is the last resort, and this was where I had to be. This was where I was at. The last resort and I can't solve this problem. I don't know what to do. I've tried to talk to them. They're not talking to me. I've tried to do everything I can to please them, and it's not working. And so when all doors are shutting in your face, and you've done everything in your power to talk to your spouse, your wife, your husband, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, and they're still not properly communicating with you, then this is the portion where you're going to have to say goodbye. You know, don't go around, don't cheat on them. It's time to say goodbye, because obviously if they're not communicating with you to help solve the problem, then they either don't want a solution to the problem and they want you to leave anyway and just don't know how to tell you. And so, hey, the best thing to do is just up and go. Just leave. Because why are you going to put yourself in the predicament of cheating on your spouse and all kinds of other things come out of it? Why? There's no need to do that. So, you know, that's just something that I'm throwing out there because, you know, I just see that, you know, you have these guys out there that all they want to do is have sex. You got these girls out there that all they want to do is have sex. Nobody wants to be in a committed relationship. They want the woman they want to be committed to, but then they want the other women on the side that, you know, for whatever reason, you know, they're just not, there's not a settled portion of them that can get them hooked on just one woman. If you know that the person you're with has certain sexual tendencies that you would like them to have, but they don't have, don't go out and seek another woman to get what she doesn't give you. Tell her what you like. Tell her what you want and see if she's open to the idea. You don't know what women will try. You don't know what they will try with you unless you talk to them and tell them, hey, baby, I would like it if you would try this. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's best to discuss these things before you get into a serious relationship, because if you know you like to be a freak in the bed and you know that all your girlfriend like to do is, what is that position they call it? They call it the, oh, good grief. I cannot remember the name of that position, but they just lay there flat and that's all they like to do. You know, if that's all your woman like to do, it's best to find that out before you go and, you know, meet her and have sex with her, because, you know, because then what? You're going to be wanting other things from her, and she's not going to want to fulfill those things. And then you're going to be what? More prone to go out there to find a woman who can give you what your woman that you committed to don't. So find out those things beforehand, and that would probably be helpful for you in the future, because I don't care how pretty a girl is and how sexual or sexy you think she looks. If she's one of those people that doesn't really like to have sex certain ways, and you think that just because she's pretty that's going to be enough for you, then you have gotten sadly mistaken, and your heart is going to be broken. And then because she's pretty but she ain't doing what you wanted to do in the bed, you're going to want to go find somebody else to help cater that need that you have. And I'm also speaking to the woman. If you know that the man you about to want to date does not like to do certain things, then, and which I don't know too many men that ain't gonna want a woman to do certain things, because men, y'all, you know, y'all just who you are. Y'all are just men. So, you know, I don't know too many men who don't want to do certain things. But woman, if you got a man and all he want to do is get on top of you, get yourself another man if that's not all you like. You know, ask him what he likes, you know, and don't let it be a nasty conversation. It doesn't have to be a nasty conversation. This is what turns me off about you social sites. What turns me off about you social sites is that you don't know how to approach a woman, a real woman. Now, if you want to approach a hoe, talk to her any kind of way. She really don't give a good crap how you talk to her. Why? Because in her mind, she's trained to not be a lady. She's trained to be a hoe. And, you know, and I hate to say it like that, because women should not treat themselves like a hoe. They should not treat themselves like all their worth is a prostitute or somebody who, you know, has to go sleeping with Tom, Dick, and Harry to get, sexually fulfilled. This is something that we as women should have more respect for ourselves and more respect for our bodies than that. And unfortunately, some of us just don't. But you know what I'm saying? If you're going to have a conversation about intimacy, about sex, at least be a freaking man about it. And I'm not being funny, but like seriously, I have had some of you guys, man, y'all sit up there, y'all just approach a woman any kind of way. How tall are you? Do you like dogs or cats? Come on. That is the most ridiculous question in the freaking world. If I post up on my profile that I'm a Christian, the last thing that you should be asking me is if I like dogs or cats. Because unless I'm a phony Christian, that's a question you don't even need to ask me. Because I'm a Christian all the way. And there's nothing lesbianistic about me. Understand? You know what I'm saying? I am a woman and I like to date a man. So you don't need to, inbox me with that ridiculous question. And as far as the how tall are you, I will never understand where in God's green earth that question comes from. What does it matter how tall I am? I'm short. I'm short. That's the only answer I can give now, because I don't understand the purpose for that question. Because to me, when you ask me how tall I am, you're trying to envision what type of position you can put me in. And that's disgusting. I would rather you not. So I don't need to tell you how tall I am for you to be envisioning what kind of position you want to put me in, okay? I don't like to give men dreams and fantasies that, God dog it, you're not going to live through me. I'm not here to give you a dream and a fantasy. I'm here on a dating site because I like meeting people. I'm new here in North Carolina, and so I'm just trying to meet people, see what's going on. Nobody's, asking for that whole, all that nasty conversation you got going on. I want to be hugged and I need to come lay down with you. And let me tell you something. I am completely not interested in any of that you're talking about. I'm a real woman, and real women don't want to hear that. Now, like I said, if you want a tramp, if you want a slut, if you want a prostitute, I am positive that according to the men I've spoken to on the social site, that there are women who don't mind having them nasty freaking conversations with you. I am not one of them, okay? I'm so not one of them. I grew up a long time ago. My kids are 30, 27, and 24. I got 9 grandbabies. My oldest one is 9 years old. My youngest one is 8 months old. So think not that I want to play games with you, because I do not. I am 46 years old. I have 2 jobs. I work hard. So therefore, the last thing that I'm on here to do is play games with you or anyone else. So that in a nutshell kind of solves and takes care of any question. I put my profile up there and I state what I'm looking for and what kind of person I am. But I chose to do this video because I think, for people who are messaging me or who I give my number to chit chat back and forth, you really don't know me. And so I think that this is now a good time for me to say exactly who I am. And who I am is I am a very mature, intelligent African-American woman. And I demand respect. And, any real woman should demand respect, just like any real man should demand respect. And if I can't have a civilized conversation with someone, then I would rather not have a conversation at all with you. That's just the bottom line. I joke around. I love to laugh. I'm a very family-oriented person. I don't mind a man with kids. I love kids. I've got kids. I've got grandkids. I love kids. I don't have a problem with that. I do have a problem with kids inboxing me. Please stop it. If you are the age of my children, please do not embarrass yourself. I am 46 years old. I will say it again. I am 46 years old. I will not indulge a child in any type of conversation, okay? I have no need. You know, I have to think about my own kids when I think about, when 23 and 25 and 30-year-old guys be inboxing me. My kids are your age, and I'm not going to disrespect nobody's mother and father by indulging you in a conversation, especially of a sexual nature. So, yeah, don't waste your time there with me, because I'm not going to do it. I have a lot of respect for parents, and I have a lot of respect for young men and women who are my children's age. I would want my children to be respected in that aspect, because my children, have been brought up to be respectful, and they've been brought up to demand respect also. And I would not want anyone to violate them by being 40 and 50 years old trying to hit on my kids. That's something I just don't agree with. I've had it happen before, and I've put those older people straight in their place. Because if you old enough to be my child's daddy, you ain't got no business talking to my kids. That's just the bottom line. So, I'm not going to disrespect somebody's son, by talking to you. I'm not disrespecting, your mom. What am I going to do? What you going to take me to introduce me to your mama? Your mama the same age I am. Do you know how silly that sounds? It's silly. It's silly. So please get that off your mind. If you want to say hi, great. We will not go any further than hi. I can guarantee you that. So yeah, anyway, I never make a video over 30 minutes because I like to keep it short, sweet, and simple. This is about as short, sweet, and simple as it gets. And I do hope that not only have I enlightened you to who I am, but I hope that I've enlightened you to keeping yourself safe, keeping yourself mindful of people's feelings. I don't expect everyone to receive this message with gladness in their heart, because some people are just gonna be, who they are regardless of what you say. They're not gonna care nothing about your feelings. They're not gonna care nothing about respect, because you know what I'm saying, because that's just the way the world is. So I don't expect everyone to respect what's being said in this video. But if you're a person with a heart, then you will hear and you will receive what I'm saying, and you will follow it and abide by it, and you will think a little bit more when it comes to wanting to date someone. It's okay to date people. It's okay to go out and have dinner with different people, because you're trying to find your right match. Who's right for you? You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm doing. I talk to people. I've gone out a couple of times, didn't pan out to anything, but it's okay. That what God has for me, it's for me. That's all I know. What God has for me is for me. And so I have to believe that part. Right now I'm in a period where I'm by myself now. My husband and I are no longer together. So this is my time to be alone, to get to know me again, but to also meet other people. And when that time comes for me to find that perfect person, then I will know when that perfect person has met me, because the Bible says, he who findeth a wife findeth a good thing. So I don't really need to find a man, because when a man wants me and he's a real man, I will know who he is. So until that time, I will just keep on doing what I'm doing. So hey, if you enjoy talking to me, then hey, message away, and we can do that. We can talk, but don't expect anything further than that. I'm making myself real clear in this video. Don't expect anything further than that. We can go out, we can shoot some pool, we can go out to lunch, we can go out to dinner, we can go out for coffee, we can go out and have a good time, but don't expect to come to my house and none of that stuff right there. Few days down the line, maybe we can, sit around, play some cards or something, but other than that, that's what I'm looking for. So this video in a nutshell tells you all of that about me, tells you what you need to know about self. Take care of yourselves out there. If you're going to be on the social site, if you're going to be meeting people in the area, God dog it, take a condom with you. I don't care. Take a condom with you. If you just got to have sex with somebody just to get your rocks off, carry a condom with you. That's all I'm saying. So This is Catrice Otango bringing you a video to say, hey, love y'all, peace out.